Howdy y'all. Once again, it's Isco back here with Twin Oaks TV. Absolutely elated, absolutely buzzing, still in dreamland in Cloud 9 after an amazing display against the Portland Timbers. 4-1 victory at home in Q2 Stadium, first ever goal from John Gallagher. I love Ireland, by the way. Did I ever tell you that? Second goal by Diego Fagundes. By the way, did you know that I also love Uruguay? Incredible performance at home. All gears finally clicking, and the fans are rewarded with a great experience, a great night, and a great result. I unfortunately did not have the privilege of being at that game. I was there last week on Sunday for the game against Martyr Complex SC. By the way, imagine not scoring the first goal in your new stadium. Imagine not having a tifo on your first game in your new stadium. Couldn't be my team, couldn't be my fan base. But that's besides the point. Banter aside, let's go over the 5 things that we learned from Austin FC. 4 goals to Portland Timbers 1. Without further ado, the first Verde box and the violet crown for player of the match actually doesn't go to a player at all. It goes to you who is in the stands, to you who is in the end, our supporter section, with La Murga, Los Verdes, Austin Anthem, Oak Army New Braunfels, to you who waves the flags, who follows the team on social media, who shows that passion, that enthusiasm, who sings the song for all 90 minutes. Our atmosphere was absolutely amazing. One of the best I have ever seen on MLS, even without my Verde tinted glasses on. That's not biased, that is just the truth. And you can see it everywhere. So many people have commented on YouTube, Reddit, Twitter. Damn, that Austin fan base is amazing. I want to watch more of them. This is my first MLS game I'm watching. I want to watch more. I want to be a part of this. And that is because we bring that carnival, we bring the music, we bring the non-stop chanting. No matter if we are winning or losing, we show that passion. So this Verde box and the violet crown goes out to all of you who are out there and who are helping grow this fan culture into the legend that it will be. So once again, thank you, and let's keep it going. Now, unfortunately, due to the formatting of this series, I am limiting myself. I wish I could talk about every player because we had such a good and dominant performance, but I think the next box is fairly obvious. It's going to be a Verde box to our resident Irishman, John Gallagher. Now, I'm giving him individual praise because despite suffering through a foot injury, despite walking away in crutches with a wrapped foot, he has once again shown up, scored his second goal for Austin, and scored the first goal in our home field. An absolutely massive display. He was a warrior, played through the pain, and walked away a champion. His name etched into Austin folklore forever. So John Gallagher, my greatest praises to you. Verde box on lock. Our third box is another Verde box to 2 of our young players, although most of our team is fairly young, that have been absolutely incredible signings. I'm talking about none other than Diego Fagundes and Danny Pereira. Let's start with Diego. I've been wanting to make a video praising Diego individually because he has become my favorite player in this team. From what I have seen, playing with the black and Verde jersey on, it has been all passion, all fire, 100% every game. Throwing the LV signs every time he scores, it's absolutely incredible. I love Diego Fagundes. I love how hard he works and how he has those moments of brilliance. He's not the most flashy player. He doesn't always play perfect. Of course, no one does, but he doesn't need to be. He has the heart, he's at the right place, and when he makes mistakes, he hauls ass to make up for them. A nice finesse shot to the right post gives us our second goal of the night. By the way, we'll talk about that left wing Diego in a minute when we get to the tactics under Josh Wolff. Let's move on to Danny. I'm so glad to have you back. I was so sad when you got injured. You have been one of the best players in our team, despite being so young, despite being an MLS college draft pick. His close ball control is almost as good as Alex Ring's. It's incredible how fast he can go forward as well and dribble against a press and turn that dribble into an offensive opportunity. Not to mention, our set pieces with Danny hitting those shots were so close to being absolutely insane. Those first time shot volleys that he got in the first half off of the corners that we had the potential to be incredible goals. Maybe just a little more dip on the ball. I know it's incredibly difficult to hit those, so I'm not slating Danny at all. But damn, would that have been beautiful. Great technique, great runs, and of course the control that he gives us in the midfield, that security that we have been severely lacking. Playing through the middle is finally back. We no longer have to rely too much on our wings, thanks to the fact that Danny is healthy again. The fourth Verde box is going to go to two men that were not explicitly on the scoreline, but nonetheless have been working their asses off and over time are growing into the players that we are expecting to be, and hopefully even more. Our two designated players, Tomás Pochettino and Cecilio Dominguez. Cecilio in particular got 2 assists, Pochettino got 1 assist. Let's talk about Ceci first. Cecilio's flair has been in full display now. His combination play, that soccer IQ, he's so goddamn intelligent in the way he plays, and he has decreased his dives. There are so many challenges in the past 2-3 games that he has just rode and fought for the ball in, instead of just going to ground, and I'm incredibly happy to see that. His work rate is insane. The way he presses the back line whenever we don't possess the ball is great, and of course that technique and that flair, the assist on Alex Ring off of that set piece, and of course the pass to Diego. You know, I'm really sad for him. I really think he deserved a goal last night. He was very close to having one. But playing Cecilio as a false 9, as a creator, as someone who sets up the team is incredible. Now let's move on to Pochettino. Pochettino has been growing immensely. He hasn't always looked like his full self. He sometimes has looked too tired, or sometimes out of position, or he tries those long balls that we know he could do at the Jimenez, and they wouldn't always click. But today he was 100% into the game. You know, he has gradually been playing better every game. His presence in a much more composed and much more offensive midfield cannot be understated. He had so much confidence playing, and I love seeing that about him. He looks like the better version of the player that we signed from Argentina, and I'm so happy for him. He's gotten so close to getting that goal, and I know it's going to come soon. Our 2 DPs, Cecilio and Toto, showing off, deserving that Verde box. All right, let's move on to our 5th box for the 5th thing that we learned. And before we get into that, I want to give an honorable mention to Matt Beasler, Julio Cascante, and Janko Manage. Barring that one incident where we gave up a goal in the 49th minute, I want to say, of stoppage time in the first half, they were on point the entire game. Every single offensive opportunity that Portland tried to create. By the time that ball started to arrive to the final third, by the time that ball started to get central or a pass into the box, Cascante or Beasler were there to intercept it. It was like I was watching a replay every time Portland attacked. And Komanic was everywhere, even sometimes playing as a forward. And the best part of it, he would track back. It wouldn't work out, he would immediately run back, cover his position, and not give up too much ground. Anyways, let's get into the actual 5th Verde box. I went in a little bit of a tangent there. That 5th Verde box goes out to Alex Ring and Hector Jimenez. Our captain, Alex Ring, with an absolute masterclass display, playing out of pressure like it didn't even face him. And send 3-4 players at him, it doesn't matter. You can't press him. He's going to dribble out of that pressure and open up space. His header was absolutely incredible. Cecilio crosses that ball a little bit behind him. He does a really nice strafe behind him, hits the ball in, hits the far post, and the celebration with the lights going off and turning Verde at the same time. You're in my house now. I'm the captain. You're in my house. Absolutely incredible. I love Ring. He finally hit his form again, and he had an outstanding performance. Hector Jimenez, to me, is practically locked in for that right back spot. He has been incredibly effective in that role. And that 4th goal was an absolute piece of beauty. A very slight but very well placed touch. Just put the ball past Steve Clark like it's nobody's business. Excellent performance from Jimenez and Ring. The 5th box goes up to them. And let's talk about the coach rating with Josh Wolff. To me, Josh Wolff deserves a Verde box with a 9 out of 10 for his performance as a coach. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10, obviously, because it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a very, very excellent game. However, it's still a very high score because it wasn't the philosophy that changed. Josh Wolff didn't throw the playbook out of the window and say, you know what I'm doing, the way I want to play isn't working, so I'm just going to go to some more basic fundamental tactics. You know, without so much rotation, without so much dynamism, we're just gonna play straight, try to score. No, he said, you know what I'm doing needs some adjustments. Maybe I need to put someone else on the wings. Maybe I need to shift players around. All these things finally come together. Playing Diego on the left wing, letting him be offensive and not wasting one of your best offensive players playing defensive duties in the midfield. You shift that around, you shift the personnel, you still play to your philosophy and you still press the hell out of teams. You're still very defensively compact and almost impenetrable, and it pays off in spades. We're starting to see all cylinders kick into gear, and with the signing of Gite and possibly Driussi, I could only wonder how they're going to fit into the team and how much better we're going to be as a result. Don't forget, because we played all those games away, we're going to have a lot of games at home, especially at the tail end of the season when playoff spots are in contention. So yes, I believe we are 9th on the table right now, but don't worry, because we're going to have that home field advantage, and Los Verdes, La Murga, Austin Anthem, all of us are going to be in there in the stands, being the 12th man, banging the drums of war and being behind our team, giving them that moxie and that home field advantage. And if today is any indication, I think we will be in a really good spot come playoffs. Anyways, that's all from me. This has been Isco. Happy Independence Day weekend. I will be back soon with some more content. If you want to be the first off the bench and into the starting 11 to see it, you already know, hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to leave a like, helps me out quite a bit. Y'all have a good one. See you.